Hey everyone, Camille and James here, 88 Fitness Training. Today we're going to be coming at you with some advanced tips on the cable crossover. So this is a really effective chest exercise, so definitely stay tuned for those advanced tips to take those cable crossovers to the next level. Alright y'all, cable crossovers. Before we get into our advanced tips, let's talk about what a cable crossover is. So when you're doing chest day, as James likes to say, there's two movements that you can do, presses or flies. Alright, so a popular exercise is the cable crossover. I think it confuses a lot of people actually on whether it is a press or a fly, but it's definitely more of a pressing movement. So to do the cable crossover, you need a cable tower, obviously. And the most traditional way that you're going to see this is with the pulleys at shoulder height, just like James has them here. All right, go ahead and demonstrate what a cable crossover is. All right, so some unique things about the cable crossover. One, it's definitely not a fly because you can see that his elbows are bent, right? They're about 90 degrees when he comes back. And then obviously the crossover part, his hands come over and they cross. And that helps get that deep contraction in those pecs right there. So again, he crosses over, he comes back, he's got that nice deep stretch. What do we always say, James?
Muscle stretch under load has the most potential for growth.
Absolutely. So this is what a cable crossover looks like. So if you've heard cable crossover or coach put it into your program, this is the position that is typically done for the cable crossover.
Yeah, the big thing I see is people try to fly it.
Yeah.
Just remember, it's a press. I see a lot of people trying to fly and then cross them over like they're crossing over their flies. You don't want to do that. Stop your flies here. It's an arcing movement like a hug.
Yeah.
Whereas cable cross is a pressing movement straight ahead, cross your hands and squeeze.
And it's not that they're necessarily doing anything wrong, but the whole benefit of doing the cable crossover as a pressing movement with the bent elbows is that you're stronger that way.
A lot.
I mean, just try it. Try doing the same exact weight with a fly versus the cable crossover. You're going to be able to cross over a lot more weight because of that position of the elbow.
Yeah, 100%. The cable cross is a compound movement, whereas the fly is an isolation movement. That's another difference. So you're obviously going to be able to do more weight on the cable cross.
All right, so that is what a cable crossover is. Now that we're all level set, we can jump into those advanced tips. All right, tip number 1. You can change the height of your pulley to target different areas of the chest. So I rarely see cable crossovers done at any other angle besides what you see right here. And it's probably because there's just so much confusion about this exercise in general. But absolutely, if you're looking to take these to the next level, why not change the angle? So for instance, if we put the pulleys up high, it's going to target more of that lower pec region. So James is going to demonstrate what it would look like just like this. There you go. He's got a slight lean forward. You kind of have to just because of how the cables are run.
Counter the weight.
Yep. But it's a great exercise, and again, it's going to target that lower area of the pec, and you don't commonly see it done, but as James mentioned, this is a compound exercise, so the more that you can take advantage of that and do this, the better. The more gains you're going to get, and you're training those fibers slightly different.
Yeah, 100%. Lower chest is a weak spot for a lot of gentlemen out there. It's a very common weak spot, so keep in mind, you want to hit your low chest, go low to high.
Absolutely. And that's not it though. You can also lower the pulley all the way down, and that's going to target more of the upper chest. James will show you. Again, you rarely see it.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody going low to high.
Yeah, so see that? That upper part of the pec right there.
Wow. Definitely target your upper chest.
Absolutely. You might get a little bit of shoulder activation in there too, and that's okay. But if you're looking for that upper pec, ladies, upper pec, you're gonna want to do this.
Ooh, even the guys, man, I can feel that. Like I said, I've never done these, and I can feel it right here. Like I've never felt anything like that before. That's crazy.
Absolutely. So just keep in mind, advanced tips, there's more than one angle you can hit these from. You're not stuck at just shoulder height. And shoulder height, by the way, it's going to target like all over. So upper, lower, mid. Yeah, go back to that real quick. So traditionally, you're going to see them done at shoulder height, which is all over pec. Just like that. There you go. Yeah, so James just feel this, you know, through the midline of the pec.
100%.
Kind of working everything at this point.
Yeah, definitely check it out. You can feel the different parts of the chest working. That's incredible. And like I just said, I've never done them low to high before. Man, can you feel that in your upper chest? Holy
It's
smokes.
intense. Like you're probably gonna have to lighten the weight because of how much stimulus you're putting on that upper pec.
Yeah.
So
and if you are weak up here, I would 100% prescribe that exercise.
all right. Well, there's tip number 1. Change the height of that pulley, y'all, in your cable crossovers. All right, y'all. Tip number 2. Change the grip. It doesn't sound like it would do much, but it does a whole lot. Absolutely. So up until this point, we've been doing everything pronated. That's that kind of palms down grip.
Overhand.
Yeah, overhand. And so you can absolutely do this in a supinated grip, which is palms up. So go ahead and show them what that looks like, James. And this is pretty nasty. If you've never done it this way, you're definitely gonna feel it. Where do you feel that right now, James? What's the difference?
Lower chest, you get a better stretch here, and it stretches the lower chest more, and then I can feel the lower chest working as I press.
Yeah.
Biomechanically, you can see it's more lower chest as soon as you flip your hands over.
Yeah.
You target that lower chest once again, and man, you can squeeze that. And again, lower chest is a trouble area for a lot of gentlemen, so do your underhand cable crosses, baby.
Absolutely. So if you're trying to maximize that lower chest, even though your pulleys are at shoulder height, which is more midline, we're skewing it just a little bit by hitting that supinated grip. You can also do this with a neutral grip. Go ahead. That's kind of palms facing in, just like that.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up grip. It's a little cumbersome. You do have to kind of clear those handles. I would probably alternate every other, just so you have balance, you know, symmetry there.
Absolutely.
But try different grips, try different handles. I mean, we got like the D handles here, but absolutely, if you've got other things, try 2 ropes, try, you know, just the cable itself with no attachment. Anytime you're flipping the grip around or changing something, you are providing stimulus in a new way that the muscles aren't used to.
Yeah.
So that leads to growth.
And this neutral grip, man, you can feel the contraction like crazy. That's a hard contraction right there. Bam! Whichever one's on top contracts harder, at least for me. And it alternates each time. Man, that's a hard contraction. I can feel that like crazy.
Yeah, I feel like with the neutral grip, you can get your elbows a little closer together, which leads to more contraction in those pecs.
Well said.
The third tip we have for you is to add in some intensifying techniques. Again, when you think cable crossovers, people usually just go out and they do them the standard way. They don't think about adding in all of those traditional intensifying techniques like supersets, drop sets, iso hold, negatives. So we're gonna show you some of those today. So let's go ahead and start with superset. So a great way you can superset these would be to just change the grip. All right, so James has that pronated palms down grip right now. So he would hit, you know, 6 to 12 of these, and then from there he would change it, right? So maybe he is trying to build up that lower pec like we were talking about. So now he's got this palms up supinated grip. And whoo, it's nasty. Like his chest is definitely burning right now. He doesn't even have a whole lot of weight on that cable stack. So it definitely doesn't take much. So get creative, try different combos of this. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can do palms down, neutral, palms up. You got options.
Yeah, great superset is with flies as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you can also mix in the like mid height with the lower one, or mid with high. So like, you know, do your 10 mid height and then lower those pulleys and go bottom up.
That's a great tip. You're gonna hit your whole chest as well, upper, mid, and lower if you go around the world with your cable crossover.
Absolutely.
Up, mid, and then low. No rest in between. Only time you rest is when you're moving your pulleys.
If you do them in that manner though, I would probably put them at the end because your chest is going to be absolutely smoked. Don't expect to go in and hit a PR on bench press after doing around the world cable crossovers.
Good pro tip right there.
All right, so some other techniques would be a drop set. Drop sets are nasty, y'all, and this exercise is already intense to begin with.
Yeah.
So you would hit your reps here. You can do them different ways. Like you could go to failure where you literally can't hit full contraction and then lower that weight. Just like that. This just extends the set. Drop sets allow you to have more time under tension, so you're working that muscle fibers and tissues a lot longer, leads to gains. So just like this. I really wouldn't go past 3 drops in your drop set. There's not a lot of evidence to support any value beyond that point. You're just kind of doing too much volume, but all right.
Yeah, pro tip on that one, go to failure, drop, go to failure, drop one more time. Don't stop until you hit that failure.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's where a lot of people go wrong on the drop sets.
Right.
They're just hitting their 10 reps, like, okay, but you didn't create enough stimulus for the growth to happen. Like, we need to shock the body. It needs to be intense. It needs to hurt.
Yeah, and 30 reps is going to burn,
Yeah.
but you should still go to failure before you drop.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, another technique you can try is adding in some isometric hold into this. So you're gonna go into deep contraction and hold. And this will be nasty. If this is towards the end of your workout, you're not gonna be able to max contract. You're gonna feel your body start to let off, but you're really gonna wanna fight it. Up to you, like how long you hold this. I mean, just 10 seconds alone could be a lot depending on how fatigued you already are. So I would hit your reps and then hit a max hold, release.
And then finish it with a negative.
Yup, finish that with a negative. There you go.
That's a perfect prescription, just like she said. Go to failure, but then eke out one more and just hold it, and 10 seconds is a prescribed, pretty much universal iso hold, and then finish with that negative rep. If you believe me, you're gonna be done after that.
And it's going to be hard to get to max contraction, so if you want to use a little bit of momentum on that last one to like really get it into that contracted point, do that, because I'm telling you, if you went to failure to begin with, you're going to have a hard time just hitting max contraction. But
right, that or step back and then walk yourself out.
Hey, I've never seen that tip. That's a good one.
Max contraction there. If you can't get that last rep, step back, lock out, and then step forward.
Yeah.
Now you're in your iso hold.
There you go. I mean, there's other techniques. Force reps would be a little hard if you had a partner on this particular one. So I would definitely stick with the supersets, drop sets, iso holds, and even the negative reps. Those are perfect intensifying techniques.
Yeah, the iso hold, you can't beat on this one. Cable cross is all about the contraction here. And then you hold it, iso hold that contraction as hard as you can. Yeah, that's money right there.
Absolutely. So yeah, this is a tip that I think a lot of people just don't think about for whatever reason. When it comes to this particular exercise, they keep it in the traditional setup, traditional way, and they don't add a lot of different variety in there with the cable crossover. So those are our 3 tips for you.
Yeah.
So tip 1, change that angle. So instead of just shoulder height, go ahead and place it all the way up. If you want to hit that lower pec, place it all the way down. If you want to hit that upper pec, get creative with the grips. That was tip 2. So you don't have to keep, that palms down grip. You can supinate, you can go neutral. You have different options. You can use handles, not use handles, use different attachments.
Superset your grips.
Yeah, and then the last tip 3, was just add those intensifying techniques. Your superset, drop set, iso hold, negatives.
Yep. Good stuff. Cable cross is a great exercise for chest, man, and this is great tips for it.
Yeah, it's absolutely one of my number 1. So after I go in and I hit my heavy compound bench press, usually the next thing I'm going for is that cable crossover, right? And don't get confused, it's not a fly. Hopefully you learn that at least if you watch this video. But it is more of a pressing motion, and it's a great one because it's still a compound exercise. All right, y'all. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for tuning in. For more like it, definitely check out our chest playlist. And as always, like and subscribe. Camille James, 88 Fitness Training.